Yeah, good morning, everyone. So let me share my screen, then we'll start our discussion. Right. So in last two sessions, we have covered multiple topics in HR analytics. So in the same, in continuation of the previous session, what we can do more using some more analytical functionality with a given data set, right? That data set I have shared, it is like having 10 to 11 columns and let's say more than 100 rows, right? Another one here is if you observe, as of now, we are working only on from one type of data source, right? Whatever we are doing, whatever the analytical functionality we are applying, we are using only one type of data set, that is Excel or maybe CSV, right? But till now, we have not integrated the multiple data sources, like one file from CSV, one from text file, one from, let's say, MS Access, one is from MS SQL Server, Oracle, or maybe something. And what is the limitation of and how we are going to integrate such files to make more analysis when we have a multiple data type of source, right? But before that, let me cover some more topics in a single file or maybe single type of data source. So in the today's given data set, what they have mentioned, they have given more than 100 rows, or I can say reports, or 10 to 11 columns to analyze. Apart from that, what they have mentioned, they have given ratings as well that HR has collected. Let's say work-life balance for all the employees. Let's say job satisfaction, performance rating, and project completion rate. Right? Based on some analysis or based on some data collection, HR are asked to analyze these aspects as well. Apart from that, what the case has mentioned, they have mentioned some recruitment process, right? For in the third tab, like there is a job or there is a post of office technical staff, and after that they have conducted a recruitment process and they have given a summary for that, right? Another one here is interesting. What the case says, they have mentioned median income from state-wise, right? So some states in US and they have given median income. What the HRs can make some insights from this data set, or what are the actionable or like recommendations to the company from these data sets, that we are going to look in this. And like I mentioned last time also, like a few functions like index, VLOOKUP, average if, count if, sum if, and this match function, large function, small function. These are very, very important for HR consultancy work. So few I have covered, few are left that we will close today. So to start with this recruitment summary, right? So I will start with this third tab. So, okay. So they have given a summary in terms of applicants, technically qualification, how they have shortlisted the candidates based on some eligibility, based on maybe some technical like SQL or maybe what they are looking for, maybe a coder or maybe a programmer, right? Or the backend developer, front-end developer, whatever it is. And out of that 37, they have called for interview for 12, right? And they have made offer for 7. They have hired only 4. Out of that, like 4 have accepted, but only 3 have joined. At the sudden and the last moment when they are supposed to join, only 3 joined, right? So what we can make a summary of this in terms of the visualization or in terms of a chart. There is another aspect this in Excel or in any analytical software, either it's a Power BI or Tableau, funnel chart. If you remember that I have not covered, funnel chart. What is the meaning of this funnel chart? Let's say if you want to demonstrate any process, a sequential process, that is for that, a funnel chart is very helpful. It might be a sales process, it might be a manufacturing process, like from which number they have started and ultimately what they are delivering to the supply vendors or maybe the last mile activity. So in this case, to start with this, let's say if I select all these values that they have mentioned, right? And just click on this insert, and finally just click on this funnel chart somewhere. Okay, not here. Funnel chart, right? Yes, second option. Just go to this insert and then select this funnel chart, and my job is done, right? So I can say the here like what you can I can change the title recruitment process or maybe recruitment summary, right? For technical staff. So that's it's a simple one. That's a simple task that they have mentioned here. So how we are going to illustrate a sequential process or gradually progressive sequence, right? So in this case, 51 was the 51 were the applicants, 37 qualified for based on the eligibility. They called for interview for 12. They offered for 7. They had 4 ultimately, and but at the last moment only 3 joined. So my job is done. Simple one, nothing new, right? Recruitment process we have covered. Now, so any doubt or anything else? This is very simple exercise. Why I don't know what they have mentioned and like simple funnel chart creation in this, right? Just to show the summary of the recruitment process, out of which the for the next round they have qualified, and again the for next round how many they have qualified. Now, another interesting aspect they have mentioned median income, right? Median income that is very interesting as a state-wise analysis. So, what is the meaning of this? Let's say let me analyze something in this 51 is or 50 states I can say, and they have mentioned median income. Let's say if I draw a chart on this, so let's say this one, we can say that who is which state is having the higher median income, or which one is the lowest, or maybe the average, or maybe something. That is very simple one. Any good inferences from this chart, by any good inferences from this chart, or let's say if I click on this data level as well, let's say data level on, right? Okay, so very clumsy chart, so not too. So based on the length of the column, can we make some inferences from this? Simple column chart I have created based on the median income, state wise. But what the HR can make inferences from this? Any good observation from this chart? Simple exercise. Done. In my opinion, Maryland has a higher median income than the others, than any other state, I can say. Right? Simple. Any other observation? That highest I have spotted.
So we can also tell that West Virginia has the lowest income.
Oh, okay. That's fine. So how many seconds you have taken in this to find the lowest one?
I mean, it took a little bit of time because they all
Hmm.
look very close, so I had to check the
Hmm.
values as well.
Oh, oh. So lowest and highest, okay, no issues that we took some time, but ultimately we identify that which one is the lowest median income state and which one is the highest income, like highest median income state. That's fine. But any other inferences that is very hidden insights in this. That's why they have mentioned in this case. Otherwise, like a creation of column chart is not an exercise here, right? What are the other inferences? Can we make some pattern in this? How to identify a pattern about the median income? That is the like agenda to discuss this simple column chart here. Any hidden pattern, anyone who can observe or anyone who can identify that is not simple chart, but there is a hidden inside in this, and that might be helpful for a business decision. Lowest and highest is fine, no issues.
So where the companies can go for investments,
Okay, investments. So what are the places or states?
where the income level is highest, they can think of investing, and like depend if the income is average, then the kind of product that they need to deal with would be different, and they can work upon it.
Okay.
Depending upon the income levels, they can
Mhm.
classify the groups of products which can be right.
Or maybe you can say like a variation in consumer market based on the pricing or based on the income.
So the average income is not less than 40,000 or like 45,000.
Agree. Another insight. Completely agree with this. That average income, average median income. Okay. So any pattern, that's fine. That's based on the different opinion or observation. We can have a different aspects in this. But any hidden pattern in this. Let me draw another chart on this, right? So let's say if I draw another chart of the same data set. Right, I have selected all the data set and just click on this insert. There is another option, maps, right? Let's say if I draw a map for this. Now, can you make some pattern in this? Let me highlight the state name as well, right? Data labels, more options, and then category.
Sir,
Yes, please.
area related to the sea border is having more income.
Yes, the seashore areas or states are having the more median income than the other state. That was a pattern that was not visible from your column chart,
Yes.
right? So that's why they have mentioned this is data set in the given case to analyze the patterns that might not be. That chart is fine, no issues in this column chart, and we are able to find some observation or we are able to make some decision making statement in this. But can we identify the patterns? See the states like Washington, California, Alaska, and who are which are these like New Hampshire, another one. Those who are over the sea or like who which are the near to seashore, these states are having higher median income than any other state, right? And other interesting point here is, let me zoom a little bit. See the state near to this, where my cursor is moving, near to Georgia and the nearby states. These are having the lowest median state that we need to look out, or then that company may look why these people or these states are having the lowest side or lower side median state. That was not possible through this column chart. So my humble summation for this given case or given data set that maybe that one type of chart is helping, but can we develop another chart for to analyze further, right? So another concept here is map, right? So map will also be available in Power BI as well and in Tableau as well. That we will see in the next session, right? Another one here is so where we can use map like to identify the median state or maybe some pattern. Another one here is where my customers, or let's say in the case of the recruitment process, a global company that is recruiting the employees of worldwide, we can identify from which location or which country, which state or which place most of the people they have hired or they have recruited. Or I can say the distribution of the recruited employees over the globe. That will be very helpful in HR perspective if we are going to draw a map. And not only that one, when we are going to discuss this power map in Power BI, right, from the next session, then I will be asking you the other question where the company, like one observation was about the investment. I will ask you where the company should go to recruit more and more. Based on some previous data set, we are going to identify where the company or where the HR people should go or make a policy to recruit more and more people from which location. That I will ask in the next session when I am going to discuss this power map. But this is a simple Google map, right? Okay. So anything or any doubt or anything to repeat in this before I move to the main case? Simple. Now, come to the main case, like where they have mentioned the complete data set about the
From where you have
employees.
chosen map.
Yeah, so please select the data and then go to insert, and there is a map. But internet should be connected. Yes, obviously all are available on internet, you know? So it will be working.
Okay, in this actually.
Now,
Let me check. Let me check.
so what they have mentioned in main case, like a department, year of joining, number of years of experience in the current company, right? So let me start, or let me create another worksheet here and giving the name EMP analysis, right? Now, based on the given data set in employee details worksheet, I have created EMP analysis, another worksheet to make some analysis. So what are the analysis? Let's say years. First thing I'm going to create years. Or let me create a pivot table then. है ना? Why I should create a table? I can create
So
a
your
pivot
voice
table.
is not visible.
Okay, my voice is not coming. Let me check. Okay, so let me check. Am I audible now or no?
You're audible, sir. You're audible.
Yes, sir. Audible for everyone now is better than previous. So what I have done, I have created a
Sir,
blank one. Yes,
sorry,
please.
sir. Sir, can you reshare this sheet because it's not showing the save option?
Which is not showing the save option. Let me see. It is saving, right? So anyone who are also
Google
facing
Sheet.
this. No, don't work on Google Sheet. No, you need to download it first.
No,
Else some
I tried downloading, but it's not showing the option. Can you reshare if it is
Okay, okay,
possible? If it is
okay.
possible.
Yes. So let me just stop sharing, and I will share through chat also. Right?
Yes,
That
that will
will
be
work.
helpful, sir.
Right. So let's say where is the chat option? Yes. I'm going to share from here. I hope it is available to everyone now.
It is, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So where we go? Let's see. Okay, so let me share my screen. Yes. So based on the given data set, what I have done, I have created a blank worksheet and I have renamed like EMP analysis. Can I make a pivot table based on the given data set? So let's say my first query here is recruitment trend, right? Let's say if I'm going to analyze the recruitment trend first, right? So I have selected the complete data set, right? Clicking on this insert over the ribbon and clicking on this pivot table directly, right? The given data set is the range of cells. That is not a tabular format. We need to remember. Now I'm going to create my first pivot table like this. And let's say if I'm creating a new worksheet here, year of joining, right? If I count year of joining, can I make a summary of recruitment trend, right? How many people have been recruited in a particular year, right? So let's say my first call or my first query here is year of joining, right? All the years are coming here from 97 to 2016. Now, if I make a count of all the years, what it will give? It will, so by default, it is a sum function. I need to create as count function here, right? I'm just changing the sum function to count function. Let's say, see. So total 100 rows were there. And now it is demonstrating from the count also that 100 employees. Now, can I make a chart also? So simple pivot table that I have created by using the year of joining and count of year joining. So how many people have joined in a particular year, make a count. So we can see a recruitment summary. Let me draw a chart first, then I will open a discussion in this. This is the chart, right? The line chart, because this is a trend. So I have created a line chart, simple one, right? So simple one, nothing complicated. Let's say in the given data set, 100 employees. My count is also proving that there were 100 employees and so recruitment process. In 2012, maximum employee were recruited. That was the count of 27. Agree? Following? Or need a repeat before I make it more complicated? Simple, like based on the pivot table, I have created a
So can you
pivot chart.
repeat this, right?
Yes. So pivot table or pivot chart?
No, actually, you have taken the data from
Yes. Employee
the
details.
employee details.
Yes.
Right.
So just go to this insert after selecting all the data set, just go to that one and create a pivot table, right?
Okay.
So in case of this pivot table, just create a new worksheet and then year of joining,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Fine.
And then make a count of year joining. By default, it is a sum, but you need to change the function like count. Simple, right? So after that, I have created a line chart to analyze the trend. How many of you are supporting my statement that we are in the right direction?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, yes. Okay, so anyone who is not agree with my statement that we are in the same, we are in the right direction. Anyone who has a different opinion, that except the chart selection, it might be a column chart, it might be a bar chart, but to demonstrate the trend, I have selected the line chart. Nothing wrong. Except that, any other observation that why I have a doubt on my software that we are not in the right direction? Pivot table is fine based on our skill to develop a pivot table. It is working. Count is also proving that there is 100 employee because the record are hundreds, right, in the given data set. Then why I have a doubt in this, and why I'm saying that whether we are in the right direction or whether we are not. Any good observation from the line chart? The company says we have
Sir.
given a data. Yes, please.
So from the line chart, it is not clear whether the employees, new employees has been joined and some employees has left the company or not, or like
Okay.
that is not clear also.
Okay. One observation, but in the given data set, they have not mentioned either they have terminated or left the organization. So we cannot have a comment on this. But next time when I am giving a data set, in that also, that I will write the reasons. Either they have promoted, either they have left the organization, or they have still working or not working. So that type in this given data set, they have not mentioned anything. So all the employees, those who have been recruited, they were new and are still working with the company.
So it is cumulative data is not clear here.
Cumulative data
means whether number of employees means new entrance is clear. It's a number of joining. Okay. But its impact on the total employee, that is because as we are not considering whether they have left or not the company, so we can take an the account now, considering that those who are working already continuing working. So we can take this cumulative data set. That will work.
So in that case, cumulative will what it will return? It will return at the end of 100 employee. If I make, let's say, if I make a sum of C4, right? C4, and then okay, what is that? Okay, this is the pivot table, so that's why it is not taking. So no issues. But in this case, if I create another column here by using the like a cell plus a previous cell, right? This cell plus previous cell, it will be make a cumulative count. What will happen? It will be like this, or maybe simple until 100. All right.
Sir.
I agree that might be that it is helpful, but again, in case of recruitment, it is showing that how many people have been recruited in a particular year. And overall, all are working. No one has left, as per assumption.
Okay, fine.
Sir, what I feel like there is a difference in the count.
Or difference in the count? No, 100 is 100. Like my calculation says 100 employee. So what is your observation in this?
Because I saw that the number of joining in the given raw data is 19 in 1997 in a strategy.
No. So if I count a row number, right? So from row number 1 to row number 101. So first row is a header, and except that all are employees. है ना?
Uh,
So where is the count mistake in this?
no, sir.
है ना? So count is perfect, and my calculation says proving that 100 record, 100 count. But anyone who has
Sir, it is very difficult to find the exact number who have joined.
okay, so let me give a data labels here. That will give you the exact number.
Sir, it is not showing the area for which it's maximum number of.
Okay, that we will look with another chart. But this is the simple query, year-wise trend. That will see department-wise, position-wise, or maybe area-wise, right? We can create another pivot table or another chart for that. So now number is also available. In which year, how many? But anyone who has observed, data is missing. Why I'm saying this data is missing? What is happening with 2004? 2006 is missing over the x-axis, right? 2011 is also missing. Then yes, 11 and some years. 2000 is also missing, right? What is happening? If there was no recruitment, then it should show me 0, right? There are 4 to 5 years in which no recruitment was happening. So this pivot table and this pivot chart is not demonstrating whether this is a continuous data set of 1997 to 2016 of a company or for the recruitment process. But what is happening in 2004, in 2000, in 2011, 2006, there was no recruitment. But this pivot table and this pivot chart is not representing that one, right? Then how to make the corrections? I agree with my statement. What is happening? It is showing all the years in which the recruitment, at least one recruitment was happening, but it is not showing years in which no recruitment was there.
Right, sir.
That does not mean that in 2004 company was not there and company was not performing. In 2016 or 2011, company was working, right? But there was no recruitment in any department, I can say. So that is the
In the
problem.
original chart, can we go again, sir? In the original chart, sir?
Yeah, original chart is there, right? Line chart.
Yeah. Yes. Sir. No. In the original table. In the original table. I'm not going for pivot table.
Okay. Yes. See, there is no 2004, 2000, 2006, and so on.
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir. In the original table, it is not also there.
Right. But by pivot table or by calculation, it is fine that 100 employees are coming as per the record of the company, but it is not showing me the complete detail in which year there was 0 recruitment. That means Excel is not taking account of those years in which no recruitments were happening. So how to make a correction?
Sir, one thing, sir. If we won't put any data in the in our table, then while it will represent the graph, it is not possible for them to fetch the data automatically and represent. They just represent the graph on the basis of data available.
Data available and pivot table creation.
Absolutely, sir. So if we have to do that, we have to enter some these points, because in this chart we can do it, because in pivot table we can edit it over here. We have to make it during our original data, and the original data we have to put the zeros.
So, but in that also I cannot make the corrections that is given by the company. Now what I can, so there is another process to make a correction in this, right? And I will prove it that why I'm saying this. Though my Excel is working perfectly, but there is a human intelligence to overpower this Excel or the analytical software. So let's say where I have mentioned this EMP analysis, right? So let's say my first analysis based on this assumption that there is a maybe a trend mistake where and it is not representing the years in which no recruitment. Now let's say years. I'm just making years and number of count. Right? Now, from the pivot table, we are able to see that from 1997 to 2016, that was the data set. Easily, we are able to see. Now, can I make another analysis in this from 1997, right? Or let me zoom a little bit. let's say 1998, and then I can drag directly till 2007, right? I need to select 2, and then if I drag, it will make years till 2016. Simple. So I have taken all the years from where the data has been started and where they have stopped with data set. Now I need to make a count on this, right? In 1997, how many people have been recruited? In 2000, that was 0, right? If the data is not given, and I'm assuming that there was no recruitment at all, because we have calculated all the employees that 100 count, right? So how to calculate the 1997, how many people were recruited? There is another function, like I mentioned, count if. That will resolve our issue, right? Count if I use count if function, what it is asking? It is asking us the range. What is my range? In case of this EMP details, if I select from second to last one, all the 100 rows I have selected, right? Now it is asking us the criteria, right? What is my criteria? First, my Excel should consider 1997 as a year, as a criteria, and make a count on that. Then 1998, then 1999, then 2000, and so on, so, right? Understanding the logic. The logic here is count based on the particular year. Simple. Now, if I hit enter, let's say 1997, how many? As my pivot table is also proving that one.
Please repeat it
EMPN.
once again.
Right. So let's say if I delete that one. So from 1997 and 2016, I have written by dragging that one pattern. Now, if I click on this, let me zoom in also, right? Let's say if I equals to count if, my first function is count if, right? It is asking us the 2 parameter to pass. First thing, it is a range, right? What is my range? My range here is in the given complete data set like this, right? All the years count based on my criteria. First criteria is 1997. First, make a count for all the employees who were recruited in 1997, right? Just select that particular cell and then just close the bracket. Hit enter. If I need to drag it for all the years, what I need to do? I need to make this array function or range function as absolute difference, right? Let's say F4 in my keyboard. That's it. And my job is done. Agree with the logic? The range I have selected for the year-wise count, and then what I have selected, a particular year. Make a count of that. Conditional count based on the criteria, right? If I hit enter, now if I drag it, my formula like this. Now it is showing me 2011, 0, 2006, 0, 2000, 0, and what are the other year? 2004 is also 0. Now, after dragging that, let me draw.
Actually, it's showing me 97 as 0 as well.
So, sorry, in your case, it is showing 97 only?
Also 0. I don't know why. I put the
Okay,
same formula.
okay, so let me stop sharing. Just share your screen. So let me see. Where is it? Just start sharing. What is happening?
It is semester.
Yes, just getting loaded. Yeah.
So
Yes.
I have to, let me try again. Huh? I have to count
Just so
and
count
I
it.
need
Okay.
to
Select all the data set.
this one.
No, not C1. Yes, from C2 to last one. C100 one.
Then I have to go on employees, comma.
Right. Comma, and then
this one, no?
this one, right?
Close.
Close and just hit enter.
0.
Same thing is happening with me also, sir.
Okay. So it is showing you 0, right? 1997, right? Oh,
Correct.
okay. And
0.
just click on this. What you can say? If you have created pivot table also, have you created pivot table?
One second.
So that one,
5 plus 1.
in sheet one, I think sheet one.
Yeah.
So it is showing one, right? So no mistake in this. But let me see. Just click on this formula, ample EMP analysis. Counting EMP analysis C2 to C01. EMP analysis. Okay, so just 1 second. Okay.
Sir, I think the formula is
Mhm.
getting C2 to C101 of the same sheet, the employee analysis. It should have been selected the column from employee details sheet.
Right. Agree. Completely agree. And so just click on that one, like first one, EMP range, EMP details. No, just click on this formula first.
Okay.
And so in this case, yes, thanks for that. Like in formula, you have selected the same worksheet, and it should not be the same. It should be the C2 to C0101 from EMP details.
Yeah, sir,
Okay,
I
so
also
that-
selected from the employee details sheet only, but by default, it is selecting from employee analysis.
Okay,
Yes,
so
by default it's showing.
no, just click on that. Just click on the formula.
Formula, yeah.
Yeah, just click on this formula and just remove this EMP analysis C2 to that one.
Yeah.
Just right. Just go to the particular sheet, EMP details. Right?
And you could do it again.
Click on OK.
Count.
Count it.
Sorry,
EMP
please.
details. Just select C2 to C, or you can directly write that one C2 to comma or say semicolon to 101, where
Yes,
it is
yes,
written. Okay, no issues. You have selected that one. Not
Now?
10. Yes, and then make a comma here itself. First comma.
Okay.
Then go to the EMP analysis. Now it will be working. So you were making a comma when you have clicked this
Sure.
EMP details.
Okay, got it.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, that's working. Thank you.
It worked for me as well. Yes.
So the mistake was there in the comma, like you were making a comma when you have selected the other worksheet, EMP analysis. It should be at that moment only when you have selected EMP details. Okay. So coming back to this, if I create another chart on this, let's say if I create another chart, the same one, right? Line chart I'm creating here. Okay, what is happening? Right. Going for this insert and going for this line chart. Okay, why it is showing like this? Not bad. Why it is showing 97 pounds second? Okay. Years. So my year should be coming on x-axis and my count should come on y-axis, right? It is showing in a different way. Not this one. Okay, so I have selected this one. Now it is showing me the correct. See, if I click on this, it is not the same, right? It is the same chart. Line chart is coming here, but in this, why the line chart is not working? Let me see. If I select, okay, got it. So let's say if I have selected all these values and going for this line chart again, why it is not showing me in the same type?
So that chart is not working for me as well, the first option. It is showing
know.
the straight horizontal lines.
So that is not the correct one, but why line chart is not coming in this? Okay, because this is a discontinuous value now, right? In 1990, but in that case also that was a discontinuous value. I know. So that is like a human intelligence. But in that case, if I create a stated line chart, then what will happen? That is also working. But now if you compare but it is not showing the complete data set, right? So let me change the axis as well. Primary horizontal axis. I need to. What is my motivation here? Like to demonstrate all these that was not visible in the pivot table chart, right? So vertical alignment, momentum motion. But in this case, if you are able to see few years, right? It is touching the zero, right? My motivation here is to discuss this chart like few years. Like if you see 2000, that touching zero, 2004, 2006 as well, and 2011, right? It is touching zero. But when we have created a pivot table and pivot chart like this, it is not touching zero anywhere, and we are not sure what was happening in 2004. See, in 2004, it is coming somewhere in 0.5 or maybe something, but that was not the true story of this company, right? In the same way, 2005 and 2007, between that, it is not touching zero anywhere. So that was my motivation to discuss this count function with pivot table comparison or pivot chart comparison, right? So understanding this, the why there is a mistake and why why if the data was not given, why the chart was incomplete and not giving the complete right insight that was expected from the given data set. See, in this pivot table chart, when I have created, the line is not touching zero anywhere, but that was not the real one. If you see that one, see, it should be touching zero at 4 to 5 years. That there was no recruitment at all. If I click on this data levels as well, let's say data levels on, see, now it is coming zero. Agree? Now, another thing here. So moving ahead in this, now one suggestion was coming from the participant side that department wise, position wise. Let me analyze that one also. Not only the department wise or position wise, location wise as well. There are, if you see, there are office detail also they have mentioned. Office location, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, another one. Another one they have mentioned nationality, from which country the employee has been recruited. Like I was mentioning, the global company, right? From which company, from which country maximum employee have been recruited, and so and so. At which office maximum number of employees who are working from which country. So that we need to think or we need to analyze. But if I create a simple chart also, that is not possible with this. You create n number of pivot tables, create n number of charts, that is not possible with this, right? We need to do something more. But before that, let me cover another aspect. Like as has been suggested, department wise first. Let's say my department wise. Department analysis, right? So what I'm going to analyze in this, my first one, I need to check how many departments are there. Can I go back to this data set? Let's say how many departments. So pivot tables are very helpful to identify some values. Let's say if I create a pivot table in this, right? If I create a pivot table next one, how many departments if I drag directly, it will give me a summary that how many departments are given in the data set. Simple, no need to count and no need to worry that how many or to identify unique or other one. So can I make a simple copy paste in this? By using the pivot table, I'm making the department count or department identification of all the departments in this company and using here EMP count. Like this. I have copy pasted simple one, right? Like this. Department analysis, department name, I have mentioned, right? Like as suggested, my employee count should be there, department wise, EMP count should be there. Simple one. Let me highlight this one. My EMP count should be there. Another one here is what are they mentioned? Average experience, right? Now they have mentioned number of years in experience, but what I will say, I will ask you to average work tax of this department people, right? Let's say the third one. The fourth one, if I say in the same data table, number of leaves taken, right? Number of leaves or average leaves, I can say, so that we can see leaves analysis as well. Average leaves per department, right? Department wise. Let's see. Average leave. Another one here is if I say competency. Competency they have given as a rating. Average competency, right? Can I analyze average competency as well? Department wise, which department is more competent in among all, right? Department wise evaluation, average competency. That's fine. Can I analyze average performance as well? Average performance rating. And finally, the revenue part. Revenue part. Simple. These things I have taken from these columns, right? Revenue generated quarterly. Salary I will discuss in another chart. But let's say this one. Quarterly revenue in dollar. Q1. Right? Simple. I have taken this one. Now let me zoom in. As suggested, we need to make an analysis based on the department wise. EMP count. Can I make use of counting? What is the counting? Count all the employees that are belonging to accounting office. Count all the employees who are working with the administration department. Count all the employees so and so department. My first business query, right? In this case, at original data says, right? Where they have mentioned. Yes, number of joining. If I count number of joining in a particular department, right? Can I resolve the issue? Obviously, yes. So let's say if I start making use of the same counting function, right? Simple one. I have used a counting function to make an employee count in this. It is asking me the range. What is the range? Years again, my C column, my years again, because in a particular criteria, let's say, and then make a comma, come back to EMP analysis, accounting my first office. Like the same thing, what we have make use of this countif for year-wise trend, I'm using now department-wise trend, right? Department-wise count of all the employees working in a particular department. If I hit enter, my job is done. Okay, sorry. So what is mistake? EMP details, C2 to that one, B32. Okay, B32 is fine. So in accounting, there is no employee? No, it is wrong. So let me check the formula. Criteria, accounting. That's fine. Okay. If I make this as a C4, let's say C4, right? And then enter. If I drag it, let me drag it also. Okay, so formula is not working. What is the mistake in this? So anyone who is getting the count in this formula is correct, but why
Yes,
is
sir.
it is so why it is not like giving answer in my case? Like AMP details, I have selected C2 to C101. That's fine, and I have given a criteria for accounting as well, right? Simple one.
Yeah.
Why it is not giving me answer? Anything I'm missing in counting? No. Simple, right? My
But I'm
formula is
also
correct.
not getting in this. I'm also getting 0.
So let me check what I have selected. Okay, C2, yes. Okay, why my formula is not working in this case? Goes to C5B. Right, I have selected this one and then employee. It is asking me the range to make a count, right? Simple one. So I have selected the complete thing. Agree? And
So
then
selections we
I was selecting year.
we are selecting wrong column, sir.
It
So
should
we
be
You have to select
department.
department.
okay. Thanks. Right. I agree. So we are making a department count, right? This time. Yeah, that's fine. That's thanks. Agree. So this time we are making a count of a department. How many times the occurrence of a particular department is coming, make a count of that one, right? So, thanks. So in this case, I have selected this one and I'm giving a condition of department. count or make the count of the occurrence of a particular department in the given data set, right? And then my job is done. So now if I click on this F4, right? Now my job is done. If you make a count, it will be 100. So if you see, most of the people or highest number of people are working in the finance department, right? Agree? Department wise count. But now counting function is working. Can we analyze the average work of all the employees working in accounting, working in administration, and so and so? The same way, let's say equals to. So till now we are using counting function. Now I'm going to use average if, right? Average if function, the third option, right? To make a count or to make an average of all the 11 employees working in accounting department. So what it will do, it will identify the department first. It will make a criteria that which department, accounting, and finally will make the range or will make a average of all the 11 employees that are working for accounting department. So first parameter, it is asking the range. So what is my range again? In this case, my range will be the department, right? If I click on this department, I have selected that one, right? If I click on this, what is happening? Now, if I click on this EMP analysis, it is asking me the criteria. Make the occurrence or count the or average of the occurrence of accounting department. What it should do? It should return us average work acts. The third criteria, average work acts, right? So average work acts in which column? They have mentioned in, yes, in D column, right? Numbers of year experience. Now we are going to make a average of a particular department employee, right? I've selected that one. Simple one. If I hit enter, so can I make a cell or like a cell formatting, format cell, and make use of this number and one decimal, right? Simple one. The average work experience of these people are 4.1. Agree? Those all the 11 people working in this accounting office, they are having the average experience of 4.1 years. So let's say if I need to drag it, right? If I need to drag it, F4. Another one is F4, employee details, right? Criteria, it will be dragged. So let's say if I drag it directly, what will happen? Like this. If you see the strategy department, they are having the highest average work acts. Agree? Simple one. But now my question here is, every time I need to go back. So till now following or anything to repeat before I discuss another
Can you
concept?
repeat this average work
Average
experience?
one. Okay. So in this case, what I have done, let me remove that one. So what I have done equals to average if, right? Now it is asking the range. The range is the department, right? Make the department wise average income of all the employees that are working with the particular department. So first thing, we need to define the range. My range here is department, my first parameter. So every time I need to go back again to EMP details sheet, and I need to select 100 or 1000 or whatever the employee details are there. Then make a comma. It is asking us the criteria. Criteria is first thing, average work acts for accounting department. Now I have given account as a cell reference. Then it is asking what it should return. It should return the experience, average experience from the experience column of all the employees. So my third parameter here is again going back to this number of years of experience, my D column, right? My D columns in this. Then like this. If I hit enter, my job is done. But in that case, if I need to drag, I need to make this as F4 in my keyboard to make an absolute reference so that I can drag it, and F4 for this last one also, right? and you can drag it simply. But the problem here is, and every time I need to go back, employee detail sheet again and again, and I need to select 100 or 100 plus rows. That is very, very pathetic and boring work for us. Can we make it this as a automated so that my formula should be short and my job will be faster, right? So same way I can complete average leave, average competency, average performance, revenue, and so and so. But what is the use that every times in this formula I need to go to employee details 2 times and I need to drag from C2 or D2 to C0, C101 and D101. That is again a problematic for me. Can we do it more or can we make automated for that? Right. So now if just come back to this EMP details worksheet, just select the complete data set. Just select the complete data set. But before that, I need to discuss one thing. Anyone who has observed any missing thing in this given data set, intentionally I have given that one. And I mentioned in last session also, whenever any worksheet is given to you, you need to check some initial assessment or you need to do some initial assessment, right? Anyone
Range,
who
you are
has,
talking range, we have to check.
yes, range and other one, what you mentioned?
Missing data.
Missing data or maybe hidden columns or hidden
Hidden
columns,
column, yeah.
right? So if you see
Hidden column.
J after J, there is directly L, right? Intentionally, I have
L.
hidden this K column, right? So if I unhide, let's say just to unhide this one, so that is just like a conversion of all the what is it, quarterly revenue generated in terms of normal value and what I have converted this into millions. So just a conversion. If you see the formula here, it's like a divided by 1 lakh or maybe something, right? So no issues. It is not impacting, but we need to be very careful that if there is any hidden column or maybe anything else, right? So always be very careful. Now, coming back to this, to make this automated system and faster work, I have selected the complete data set, right? Click on these formulas, right? After selecting, including the headers also, right? Including the headers also, just click on this formula. And there is another option, create from selection, right? If you click on this create from selection, it is asking us which thing you need to select. Just select the top row. All right. What it will do? It will convert all the headers as a formula or as a function. If I call at the rate of department, it will consider like C2 to C01, sorry, B2 to B101 immediately. So every time I don't need to worry that where to drag and which one is missing or which one is left. So whenever I am going to call any header name here, it will directly refer to all the range of a particular column that we are making in this. So just click on this top row and click on OK. Now, if you are able to see, in case of this name manager, you have converted all the headers into a function format or formula format. Earlier, it was not there.
So can you
Right?
show once again,
Yes,
after
yes.
clicking on formula, where do we go
Right.
next?
Right. So let me delete that one because it will be override and it will not accept again. So let's say, just to repeat in this, I'm deleting one by one. So what is the advantage of this name range or name function? That it will create a shortcut function for you to call the range of cells in a particular formula or particular analysis, right? So let's say in this case, so this is now blank and not I'm closing. So after selecting this data set, including the headers also, just click on this create formula over the ribbon and then create from selection. Now, by default, it is taking these 2 columns, like 2 options, like left column and top row. That is, left column is not my desired outcome or desired function. So I'm making this all the headers, right, top row, right, row number 1, headers as a function or as a formula. If I click on OK, right, just click on OK. You are able to see all the headers has been converted into a function format. Now I will not come back again and again to EMP details. I will work on EMP analysis and I will directly call all the functions, right? But another thing, it is not appendable. Whenever there is an incremental progress in this, I need to change my range. So how to do this one? So let's say my let's say in case of this department, if I see this added, what is the range now? B2 101. That we usually dragging, right? We usually dragging B2 B01 for the department column. If there is another department or if there is another report, I need to add here or I need to add it here. It is not an automatic process. But the selected data set, it will work. For a selected data set, it will work. So what is the advantage? My name manager is there. Now there is an option use in formula. See, all the columns has become a formula. Right? How to do this one? Earlier, what we were doing, going for this a third column to calculate average leaves, right? What is my function? Average leaves. If I click on this, what is my range? Now I'm not going to select from EMP detail worksheet. I will use a formula, use in formula. What is that? Select the leaf or make an average of all the leaves of a particular department accounting for all the 11 employees who are working for this department. So I'm directly dragging department here. Then what is my range? Accounting. Then the range, what is that? Average leaves, number of leaves taken, right? My job is done. Now I'm not going back again and again to select a B2 to V01 or 101 or maybe C or D or E or 2 to E101, right? So my job is easier and my formulas are, yes. So what I have done, I have made all the formula here itself in case of the name manager, right? All the headers I have converted as a formula and whatever the range in a particular
Sir, can you repeat,
yes.
sir, how to create the header?
Headers, okay. So for that, but I need to delete this one because else it will be it will not accept the override in case of the formula, right? So let me delete that one. Even not that one, I can write my formula, right? And I can call my formula at the rate. My formula anywhere, it will repeat all the functionality I have taken for this formula, right? When I'm going to discuss 3D formula and 3D functionality in Excel or maybe in analytics, I will show you how to create our own formula. And whenever we are calling at the rate my formula or my function, it will perform all the calculations that we have defined for this formula, right? So this is now blank now. What I have done, going back to this EMP details table, select all the values, including headers. Select all the ranges, all the columns, and including headers. So now, if you click on this create from selection, by default, it is showing two options, left column and top row. We need to select only the top row because I need to convert all the ranges to my headers to make a formula or function to call in any other analytics. So top row, and then if I click on OK, my job is done. So if you see my name manager, all the headers has become a functions or formula. What is the formula? To call row number 2, say to row number 101 everywhere whenever I call you as a header, right? Now, if I click on this EMP analysis, what is my function? Average leaves. Let's say my function here is average, right? Average year. What is my range? Average of all the employees working in a department accounting. So what it should first count? Account or department, right? So first is my range is department. I'm just calling the header's name. Then criteria, accounting. Out of n number of the department, accounting department you consider, and then make an average of leaves taken by all the 11 employees, right? All the 11 employees. That means leaves, number of leaves taken in last quarter, right? And that is the maximum of 6. That is the company call or company policy. If I hit on this, and can I make a like a cell formatting for this? Let's say number and only one decimal. This 5.7. So it is not possible. So I can go for a round figure in this, right? So let's say 0. 6. So 6 leaves. Average 6 leaves were taken in from the for the accounting department. But nowadays, now, if I drag it, I don't even bother about to make a absolute reference by clicking the F4, right? No need to worry about that one also. You just directly drag. Your job is done. See, most of the department people are taking average leave of 6. Or what is the company policy? Maximum allowed in a quarter 6 leaves. So they are utilizing the company policy. They are not going beyond that one, and they are not even leaving that one, right? So average leave is 6 for most of the department. I agree.
Sir, I'm getting the values in decimal form.
Decimal, so just convert into round figure, right? So just click on this format cells and this number and 0. Make it a 0. Because see, average leave is fine that 5.7 and so and so, but I practically like leaves either a full day or maybe if the company is considering a half day leave as well, like maybe half CL or maybe half EL as well. So that then we can consider the decimal. So in that case, I can take for 1 decimal. So that's fine. 5.7, 5.7, 5.5.
So these values, like I'm using this formula, but it is not showing these values. It's showing there is some problem with the function that is being inserted, I guess.
Okay, so you have converted all the headers as a functions?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So just let me stop sharing, then you can start sharing. Right? Just start sharing. Okay, so average divide. Oh, so why A27 plus? It should be a cell difference, no? Then it should be a comma.
Yeah.
Yes, just remove, just delete this plus and just make a comma A27, and then yes, now hit enter.
Yeah.
And just make a cell formatting, right? And either 1 decimal or either 2 decimal or maybe 0 decimal as per the company code. No, lower side, yes. And then just drag it. So my job is easy than the previous one.
Here
So
also
seed,
I'm having this.
no. Seed one should not be selected. It should be employee details, right? Employee details, the first one. Employee details B2 to B101. And rest formula is correct. And you have it should be employee details, first one. Yeah. So name range are used to make a shortcut of all the selected range where to make a functions or to make a formula, right? Let me share my screen. Now, the same way can be complete for this one, right? So same way can I complete the other one, right? Average competency, average performance. So in a faster manner, right?
Yes.
Now, let's say it's the same function if I apply average, if, right? Average if, and then just directly call, what is that? The first one is department wise. What is the criteria? My first criteria is accounting, and then just directly give the number of leaves taken in the last quarter. That's it. My job is done. Why I should go again and again to the another sheet, and I can make use of this
So
format.
competencies we would do in this column.
Yeah, competency, right. Oh, sorry. Yes, thanks. Yes, I need to select the competency, right. So just select a formula and then use the competency where it is competency on the second column, second option, competency. Yes, thanks. So in this case, just drag it. My job is done and easy. Can I complete average performance also quickly, right? Average if, right? Average if, and then range. What is my range? Department wise, and then criteria is my accounting, my first department, and then range is average performance this time, right? Average performance where they have mentioned quarterly revenue and another one. Yeah, last quarter performance they have mentioned. So directly drag it. That's it. My job is done. And using the cell formatting, like a 1 decimal or 2 decimal, just make a format cell the same way, right? And drag it. Simple one. Now can I make another one here, revenue? Now, the third function or the last function in this.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
So
please.
can we use the same formulas for employee count and average work experience?
Yes. Perfectly.
Okay.
And you just directly drag which column is required from the, as a header as a function.
Okay.
Right? So in case of this revenue, now I'm going to change the function sum if. Till now we have used only sum, but now the conditional sum. Sum of all the revenue generated by 11 employees belonging to accounting department. Right? Simple one. If I make use of sum if, what is the range? My range here is again the formulas used in formula, that is department wise. Now another one here is what is my criteria? Accounting first as a department, and finally I need to call the last one revenue generated. That's it. My job is done. Simple. So again a cell formatting. In case this one format
Sum of.
drag it. So now my formula is sorted. No need to worry about the absolute referencing. No need to worry about the dragging and so and so.
Taken salary, right?
No, sum if.
Can it be show it again?
Yes.
Sir, can you please click it?
Yes. So I have taken this revenue generated, not the salary.
Okay.
Sir, in case of employee count, what would be the function? Like it would be sum?
No, counting.
Counter. Okay.
Counting. So why this method or why this case, I have completed all the important functions that are used in HR consultancy, like VLOOKUP function, index, match, large, small, or sum if, counting, average if, right? Most of the functions, most of the time you will be encountering with these functions, right, in HR consultancy world. Now, so my first job is done.
For revenue, why did we use sum and not why didn't we look at the average revenue?
Yeah, absolutely. We can calculate the average also, right?
Okay.
So by default, I have taken a revenue so that I can make some interesting analysis later. Which department is producing more revenue, which country employees and other things. A lot of analysis in this, right? But let's say, so this can I make a chart on this? Let's say employee count, average, and this one, and finally, average leaves as well, average performance I am taking, and average revenue also. I will create chart later also, but let me give a hint in this. Just clicking on the recommended chart, whatever it is coming like this, but it is very periodic, so not a good idea, right? Very clumsy and very, so let me delete, no issues. I will create a charts later, but same way can be analyzed something in a quick manner. In a quick manner, can you analyze something? Let's say, not a department analysis. What you can do this time, location wise, office location analysis, or at which location, what is happening, right? Office location analysis. First thing I need to analyze how many locations are available. My pivot table will help. Let's say not a department. If I directly drag remove field, what is that? Office locations. If I drag here, it will be giving that there are 3 locations. I can directly copy, right? So pivot table are also helpful in this to make analysis. Can I make a copy of paste in this? My 3 locations and the rest is same, right? And the third one here is, let's say the third analysis in this. Nationality analysis. From which country the people have been recruited, right? Nationality analysis. So how many nationals are there? Can I check with my pivot table, right? My pivot table is helpful in make a summary. Nationality. If I drag nationality, I can get the answer. Like so many countries, the people have been recruited. Can I make a copy of this, right? And then EMP analysis. Simple one. Simple. The same way can we analyze something more in this. The same formula. Quickly we can complete that one. But interesting thing here is, can I analyze in this manner the way we have calculated, like office location analysis, nationality analysis by doing the county for sum if and average if. That will give us a summary. But we are not able to make a cross impact analysis by this method. What is the meaning of this cross impact analysis here? Like how the employees recruited from India are performing. It is giving me only average performance if I calculate, right? Right? If I get, or let me complete it in a quick manner, right? So that I can give you the complete picture what is happening exactly, right? Let's say in a quick manner, like we have done for that one, EMP count, I can directly count, directly use the formula, right? Let's say, what is that? Now this time location, office location. Office location I have selected and then criteria directly. That's it. My job is done. Okay, what is happening? Okay, sorry, I need to give the count function also, right? Count if, and then my job is done. Right? 29 people are working at Abu Dhabi location, 43 at Dubai, and 28 at Sharjah. Simple. In a quick manner, I will complete the table and then I will start discussing or open the discussion why these tables are not helpful in cross impact analysis. Though it is giving us the sense that what is happening, what is the average, what is the count, or how many people are working, how they are performing, what the revenue they have generated. But still, if I make the cross impact queries, how my Indian employees are working or performing towards a particular office. My office in a second table, my nationality in a third table. How to make a joint then, right? Understanding my issue. In this way, or if I create a pivot table also, that will give me answer, right? In case of the pivot table creation by using the pivot table option, we will get the answer. But in that case, if I say how my Indian employee, how the employees recruited from India are performing towards Sharjah office. That means combination of the two tables, right? That will not be possible through this method.
So slicer can be used for that?
Slices we can use, right? Completely agree. But any other thing, how many people, or let's say, which company or which countries people are performing, let's say the third one, well in IT department. I need to check that, right? So let me complete quickly and then we'll see what we can do. Average work X, that means average function, right? Average if. Another one here is, if you are able to see, there are few options are available, right? In this case, average A, see, average is working only for arithmetic means, right? Numerical sections. But average if will also give the response like a true, false, yes or no, or maybe some such type of answers to make a count. Average function will not count your yes or no type of responses, but average will count. Average if it conditional average based on the criteria. Average if IFS will work when you have a multiple criteria. Let's say average of all the employees working in accounting that are males. I'm giving two criteria. Huh? Out of the 11 employees, we are not sure how many males or how many females are there. That we'll see later. But let's say if I change my query, business query here, average salary of all the employees working in accounting department, that's my first criteria, and that are male. Second criteria. In that case, average if the second last option will work. Multiple criteria to provide. So now just to complete in this range, what is my range? This time office location, right? And then criteria, my first location. And then finally, let's say, what is that? Average work X, number of years of experience. That's it. My job is done, right? And simply cell formatting, right? I can use the cell formatting for all, right? Simple. If I drag it. So that is average work experience working in a different location. Average leaves, I can calculate the same average competency, average performance, average revenue. But what is my expectation here is, let's say, let me create a chart based on employee count and revenue. So same way I can complete the other tables, right? Using the like a name manager. If I create a chart on this, let's say clicking on this, what is this? Number of employee count versus revenue generated, right? That's why I have not taken average. I've taken a sum for that to make a comparison. If you see, if I make use of this data labels here, see, let me zoom it. In case of this IT department, 8 people are there and they have generated $9.1 million quarterly revenue, right? What about this marketing department? Only 12 people. And in case of this administration, 14 people, 29.2, right? This is another comparison. That's why I have not taken average. I've taken a sum of quarterly revenue of a particular department. So that we will be able to know the manpower versus revenue generated relationship, right? In case, see, in case of this strategy department, there are only 13 people working in this department, but they have generated the highest revenue, quarterly revenue. Agree? Which one is the worst department? Or I can say the lowest revenue generated department, that is the customer support. Only the 6 people are there, and correspondingly, they have generated 9.5 another one. So in the later stage, when we are going for this predictive and prescriptive, this is the descriptive or exploratory. In the second module and third module, another professor will come and they will show the regression, another one, or correlation in that, right? My motivation here is just to give a hint that what is happening, how my manpower count is correspondingly responsible to generation of the revenue or maybe some other aspect of the business, right? My first chart I have taken here. But as rightly mentioned, that if I complete also these things, like all the 3 tables, if I complete, I will not be able to analyze the cross impact, right? For that, what I need to do? I will create some cross relationship first. But I will join some tables through slicers, right? As rightly suggested, through slicers. How to do this one? Let's say, so any doubt or anything to repeat before I move to another topic, right? Or another calculations. So same way, if I have completed this table, same way we can complete the same titles, right? Same title, but the criteria is location wise and nationality wise. Simple one. We can complete that one. Another one here
Can
is
you just show me the
yes.
formula of this Abu Dhabi employee count?
Okay. See, office location and then just drag a header office location and then criteria Abu Dhabi.
Okay, it's not about the nationality, it's about the office location.
Office location and nationality is means people recruited from these these countries.
Okay, so got it.
Okay. Another thing, like one has mentioned when we started this session, salary type, right? Salary. So let me see. Yes, please.
How you for the pivot table, like how for the chart, how you only selected account like departments and revenue generated. So I
Yes.
have to select all the table.
No need to select all the table. Apart, I have selected employee count and last column.
How?
So
That's what I'm asking.
yeah, okay. So let me delete that one. So what I have done, let's say department, this one I have selected, EMP count I have selected, and then I'm using the control button in my keyboard and this one.
Okay, by control button.
Right? Control button. And then just drag a line chart or maybe something. Right? So my job is done.
Okay.
Right? Now, one suggestion was there for salary, right? Till now we have not touched the salary, right? Now I need to make the salary comparison, right? Where is the salary? Department wise. First thing, I need to check the department wise salary. Department wise salary, I need to analyze. So department, I can copy directly here, right? All these department, I have taken this one. Or why I should make this department? Okay. Can I make use the directly here? Right? Okay. Okay, that will not give the department wise. So I need to make a department wise. Let's say average salary. But average salary will not work, I hope so. So average salary we have calculated or we have calculated revenue? We have calculated revenue generated. No, we have not touched that salary part. Okay.
No, we have not.
So in this case, let's say if I make average salary also to make a comparison, then what will happen? So again, I can use this average function, right? average if, and then range is again my department wise. So I can use directly using formula department, and then make use of this criteria accounting first. And what it should do? It should use the salary last column where it is salary, right? So the average salary we have touched, and we can directly create a chart as well. No issues in this. So maybe self-formatting for one decimal only, right? If I use the format cells and directly. So I need to click on this self-formatting, and then my job is done. So this is the average salary. We can make a chart also on that, and we can compare that which department is getting higher salary, or maybe the average higher salary or average lower salary. Simple. But you need to complete quickly, right? You can complete this one, right? The same formula answer same functionality. Use the name manager and complete those things. Agree? But now another thing here is, let's say, gross impact analysis. Can I make a summary? Let's say if I make another worksheet summary. Right? I've created another worksheet here as a summary, and let me delete this one because there is no use of this pivot table that we have created. EMP analysis is fine. Sheet 2, year of joining, that I am deleting now. Delete that one. No use. Sheet 1. Sheet 1, we have created year-wise analysis, right? Pivot table we have created already. So can I write this as year-wise recruitment, right? Year-wise analysis. Why I'm giving the name? Because I will call the worksheet name in a function later on, right? So please remember the sheet, just rename your sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, and sheet n with a relevant name, so that whenever you need to call the sheet name, you should remember that in which sheet you what the functionality or what the chart is there. So year-wise trend, recruitment trend, I can say, right? Now, can I generate some more in this? Let's say EMP analysis, just select all these values, right? And then select all these values, click on this pivot table, right? If I click on this pivot table, what is my first requirement? My first requirement is department-wise analysis. The same thing that we have used, this count if, average if, or sum if, I'm going to make use of the pivot table to make it work faster, right? What is my first call in this? Year of joining, can I make a count? How many people? So by default, it is a sum. I need to make a count on this. If you make a count, simple one, my 100 employees are coming back. But in this case, let's say average work experience, the same way I have taken, right? This is average. By default, it is coming as a sum. I need to make this as a count, right? Simple one. Now, another one here is, can I make use of this competency, right? Another one I am dragging here. The third one, competency ratios. Not a sum. Again, it should be average. Okay, so for that average competency, year of joining, that's fine. Count of number of years experience. Why it is becoming 2? Let me remove 1. Right? So and so. So it should not be a sum, it should be average, right? That we have taken, and I can make use of this self-formatting, right? Self-formatting, and make use of this format cell number, only 1 decimal or 2 decimal, whatever it is, right? Simple. The way we were doing that one. Now, if I click on this, let's say another one here is average competency we have taken, and revenue. Can I make use of the revenue generated by department wise? Department wise revenue. Sum of quarterly revenue, that's fine. But the order is not coming in a proper way. Let me check. Average competency, that's fine. Some should be coming behind that. My screen is too small, so I'm not able to change. That's fine. But no issues that in chart we will change. right? Three things I have taken in this. Simple. Average competency, sum of revenue, and count of years. I have taken this one department-wise analysis. Can I make use of this salary also? Department-wise. Right? Now, if I ask you, let's say I need to add one more here. So let's say salary if I include the last one. Salary, sum of salaries also. Department-wise salary we have taken, right? Can I make a chart on this? Let's say if I make a chart on this, okay. So if I click on this pivot chart, now you are able to see how many people have joined and in IT department. And in this case, average of competency, sum of quarterly revenue, that's fine, sum of salary, average of competency, yes. So what I can do, I can remove count also in this case, right? So that we can make a sensible information in this. So just going back, so field list, right? And count of year joining, I'm removing from this. Yes, this is fine. Three things we have taken in first chart, right? Simple one. Now, if I click on this options, like in session one, when I was mentioning, I will create the virtual filters later on, right? If you remember when we were discussing the slicer concept, right? Slices are nothing but the virtual filters. I will create the virtual filters later on. Let me hide from the pivot chart. Simple one. Now, if I click or if I rearrange one little bit, simple one, like this, and I can drag it simply like this. My first chart is created department-wise analysis. Simple, anything to repeat in this. I will create a few more charts and then I will create starting slicer and cross impact analysis. It's right. Simple. Anything to repeat in this? Just
So
make
the
a
chart,
combination.
sir, the
Yes.
chart is just showing the sum of salary. What about the sum of quarterly revenue and average of competency?
Okay, so it is not showing. Yes. So let me see that one also. Okay, it is showing the 3 legends and it is not showing that one, right? So let me see what is happening. Okay, so we have taken this one. And insert pivot table I have selected, right? Pivot chart. Accounting, that's fine. Department wise, sum of salary, sum of quarterly. It is not taken, right?
I think
That's
values are not comparable. That's why.
right. Agree. That's why, because this is the rating and this is the value, right? Oh, agree. So what I can do, I can make a recombination in that. Just click on this show fields, right? And then sum of salary is fine. Sum of quarterly revenue. Okay, different values, right? So in first one, what I can say, I can change the combination of that. Maybe like average competency rate and what I can say, average work X or performance, I can say. So we need to check the performance as well. Quarterly performance I'm taking here, average. Right? By default, it is coming as a sum. So I need to make a change in this count. Right? This one. Now if I drag, so no issues, I will take like a salary and revenue in another chart.
So do we
Or
look at count of the quarterly performance rating
oh,
or a
sorry.
value?
No, it's average. Right, thanks. This is average. Right? And then just this one and make use of this formatting and just drag it. Simple. Now, if I create a chart, department-wise average competency and average performance. If I create a chart on this, let's say. Now it is taking both the values as rightly mentioned. But in this way, we can make n number of combinations as I shared in session 1 also. There is no limitation to create a pivot tables, right? By combining n number of the fields. So let me hide all these buttons or filters from the chart and let me just rearrangement of this one and this one, right? Simple. Now we are able to make this comparison like average competency, department wise, and average last quarter performance rating. My first chart, I have compared departments wise rating another one, right? Simple one. Now I will create some more charts and we'll start creating the slices for that and how my slices are going to work for the cross impact analysis, right? So what we can do, we can have a 5 minutes break and then we will start discussing on this. So in my clock, there's
How do you just hide the values here?
okay. Yeah. So just right click on any filter or any drop down and then
Okay.
I think it is not coming back here and just hide all the control buttons or control axis. So let me just create that one simple chart for you and then just
Okay.
create a pivot chart. Let me show you that one, right? So this one and just click on this filter button and right hide all
Okay.
field buttons on the chart.
Okay, got it, sir.
Right. So filter we will create it later when we are going to make a cross impact analysis in this. So that is the motivation in this. So it's a 10:14 my clock. Just have a 5 minutes break, and then we will start discussing on this cross impact analysis. Right? Like my business query here is people recruited from India working at Abu Dhabi location, how they are performing towards the revenue generation and how they are performing towards the salary part, another thing, or maybe average competency, or maybe the other factors or other aspects that we need to check with the cross impact analysis, right? So just take a 5 minutes break and just come back here, right?
Hello. Hello. Yes, sir. Hello. Hello.
No.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Hi, very good morning again. Welcome back. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Sir.
Okay, great. So in the continuation of that, what we have created two charts like year-wise trend that we have created using the pivot table and year-wise analysis. Then what I have done, we have created another chart for department-wise, and in that case, what parameter we have taken average competency out of 5 and average last quarter performance rating, right? That is also again out of 5. Now let me create one or two more charts, and then I will discuss the other aspect in this. Let's say office location wise, right? This time. The third one I'm saying this as office location, where it is office location, right? Row wise, I have taken that one and number of count, year of joining. If I make a count of year of joining, what it will return? It will return me the number of counts of employees recruited in a particular location, right? 29, 43, and 28 that I have already shown in this other table also. But let's say out of this number of recruited employees, how much revenue they have generated, right? The sum of revenue, right? So sum of quarterly revenue generated, I have taken that one. So let's say if I click on this cell formatting, 1 or 2 decimal, like format cells, Same way. Let's say format cells. Yes. And then it's a currency, or maybe it's like, or maybe I can consider this as one decimal. It should not be rupee, it should be a dollar. So I need to check that one also. Maybe US dollar. Right? That's it. That's fine. Now, can I create a chart for this? Simple way, right? If I click on this, going for this insert, and then let's say line chart, right? And in that case, 3 locations and how they have generated the revenue. By seeing this chart, we are able to see Dubai is generating more revenue than the other two. Simple one, right? My first observation from this chart, let me hide the control buttons, right? All the buttons I have hidden, and a little bit rearrangement over the side, and then let me enlarge a little bit. Now, if I click on this, or what I can say, if it is not looking good, let me create another chart in this. Let's say if a column chart is good one for this. Yeah, better than this. Yeah. So that we are not giving any significant value analysis. Right. So what I have done, I have created a clustered column chart, and in that case, we are able to see that number of count or number of employees versus, let me give a data levels also, right? Perfectly fine. Then the line chart this time. And if I make a little bit rearrangement on this, let's see, right? And right. So why there is another principle in case of this chart creation, Gestalt principles, where the eye cognition should be reduced. What is the meaning of this eye cognition? Like, what is red representing? What is blue representing? If I scroll or if I move my eyes from top to bottom, it is easier. Then when I was just checking what is red and blue over the right side. So they have given significant points how to make a chart interactive and reducing the eye load or cognition load, so that anyone or any audience, they can understand easily uh, uh, in terms of the visualization, right? And when, if you remember, when I was showing the snow case, when the radar chart was there, we were not able to understand what is happening throughout the 70 years globally. And when they have created a Vox and Visual chart, we were able to make a business decision. What is actually happening with the ice volume, right? The same way, I've just a little bit rearrangement on this. And my second chart is ready with location wise, let's say, location wise. Simple one. Let me cover, let me create one more nationality wise. Till now we have not seen. Let's say nationality wise, if I'm creating this one. And this time I'm taking this nationality. And the same way, I'm taking this number of year or year of joining, so that I can make a count. How many people have joined in a particular department? Let's say count. And then, yes, see, highest people were recruited from India. I can say my first analysis from this pivot table is how many 40 people have been recruited out of 100. That is, those are belonging to India, right? And the second country, I can say Indonesia, and the Indonesia as well as the Philippines, right? And now if I say the revenue generated by the people who are working in a different location, right? Some of the revenue, and let's say a little bit change in formatting, right? Okay. Format cells, and it's a currency, then one decimal, and then it's not a rupee, it's a US dollar, right? Simple one, right? So let me create another chart, and then I will make a summary on that. So till now we have created 4 charts, year-wise recruitment trend. The second one is department-wise analysis. Third one is location-wise, and fourth one is national-wise or nationality of the employees. So let's say just creating another line chart or something. Yeah, perfectly fine, right? And then hiding all the buttons over this chart, hide all the buttons, and then like this. Little bit rearrangement as per the Gestalt principles, so that eye cognition should be reduced and chart will be enlarged. Now, another thing, what I have done, I have created a summary worksheet here, right? I have created a summary worksheet here. Can I paste all the charts? Let me paste all the charts here. Till now, anything to repeat, or let me just copy, or let me hide this one also. See, copying all the charts that I have created and into a summary worksheet. Where it is here, somewhere here. Simple one. My first chart is coming here. My first pivot chart. Let me rearrange it a little bit. Fine. Let me copy the second one that we have created department-wise analysis or department-wise performance, another one, let's say into summary part. Let's say somewhere here, that I have created as a second chart here somewhere. And a little bit rearrangement. So what we are going to make, we are going to analyze prompts impact analysis, what exactly happening to a particular office, a particular national employees, or particular performance of an employee, right? So second chart, I have taken this one, and let me rearrange it so that you are able to see, right? Now the third chart, location-wise, we have created. Let me copy that one also. Let's say summary, somewhere here, right? So it can be n number of the charts we can paste, but for demonstration purpose, I have taken the 4 charts, location-wise, year-wise trend of recruitment, and then what I can say, nationality-wise of employees, and finally, is that department-wise. Worksheet 4 is nationality-wise. Summary worksheet. Now you are able to see all the 4 charts based on the pivot tables I have created here as a paste, right? If I little bit zoom out, you are able to see all the 4 charts on my screen. That is my motivation to just simply create a 4 charts or 5 charts and make a summary. But in this case, we have hidden all the filters. So that's I was mentioning that I will bring the filters back. But before that, let me explain something. If I make some background a different color, a little bit different, right, like this. Let's say. This summary is similar to my simple basic dashboard, right? This summary of 4 charts from different aspects of the business that we have created and that we have pasted here is considered as a dashboard. But I need to create the filters as well to make the cross impact analysis for the business queries. If you see, intentionally I have pasted all the charts together and near to other one, right? Where to paste my filters, or I can say slicers. That's the virtual filters over the periphery. Please remember, whenever you are going to create slicers or buttons in any analytic visualization, make sure your center point should be covered with the charts. And your periphery should have KPIs, your filters, your buttons, your selection criteria, and other thing. So let me create some selection criteria here. Just click on any particular chart and click on this insert. There is an option, slicers. Like as we have created slicers in session 1 also. So same way, it is detecting all the headers in your given data set. Let's say department-wise analysis. And then number of, that is not nationality, office location. And let's say, okay, 3 slices I can make in this. Good one, or maybe year of joining as well I can create, right? But year of joining may not be giving any significance value, but let's see what will happen there. I've selected one chart, right? And I have created 4 slicers for different business queries, right? Let me put it all the 4 slices over the periphery like this, right? Make sure that all the filter buttons or all the conditional things should be over the periphery only. It can be converted into button as well. So there is option. Let's say if you don't like this button, just click on the right click on any slicer, and there is another option, slicer settings. Okay, not that one, slicers properties. If I click on this slicers
Sir,
properties,
can you please repeat?
which one, slicer creation or just
Slicer part.
Okay.
I missed due to
So,
network.
okay, no issues. So just click on any chart out of the 4, right? And just click on this insert here. and click on the slicers, right? And by default, just you can click department, year of joining, office location, or you can say nationality, right? As of now, salary I will not consider because this is the outcome, right? Or maybe something. So, but we are free to create n number of the slices available in the data set,
Okay,
right?
sir.
So intentionally I have created 4 and just click on that. Okay. And like I was mentioning that if you don't like this vertical format, we can change it to a button format as well. So let's say size and properties. There is another option, positions and layout. I have click on the second last option over the right click, and there is another option, position and layout. If you click on this number of columns to increase, so like this, years, like this, 2 columns slices I have made like this as a button or as a summary. So it's up to us that how we are arranging our buttons or control functions, right? And department I'm pasting somewhere here so that you are able to see. Now closing that one. But now another interesting thing here is, as I mentioned, how many people are working from Bangladesh or from, let's say, Philippines, right? In Abu Dhabi location. That is my business query. My business query may be anything, right? Based on my top management concern, I may change the business query, right? But if I click on this Philippines people, my first chart is getting changed. What is happening here? If I click on this Philippines, my first slicer, that is nationality wise, like how many people are working? In this case, first employee was recruited in 2007, second one is 8, and so and so, and this is summary. Agree? But if you observe very closely, when I change any slicer, my first chart is getting changed, right? Only my first chart is getting changed. If I click on this, let's say India, then this is the summary, right? In India, like from India, most of the people were recruited in 2012. 13 people recruited in a single year, right? In 2016, it is only 1 and so and so. But if I click on this Malaysia, another one, but if you see, my first chart is getting changed. That means, and another thing, whenever I'm making any filter condition, my year of joining is getting highlighted when the people were recruited. Others are getting shadowed, right? Simple one, clear. Now, my simple concern here is why my first chart is getting only change. If it is a cross impact analysis, my all the charts should give me the cross impact values. So how to make this cross impact analysis in this? Let's say you click on this right click, there is option report connections. In Power BI and in Tableau, there is another option, edit connections. In Excel, we are calling this as a report connection. When I'm going to discuss Power BI in next session, I will call this as edit connections, right? So if I click on this report connections, right, what I'm going to get, it is only giving me only one table, right? Let me see what is happening with other. Okay, so it is not detecting my all other tables. Let me see what is happening. Okay, so that we have created, okay, location wise, and this is nationality wise, right? I can say nationality wise. By default, it should select my all the pivot table that I have created, right? Let me see what is happening and why it is not taking all the values. See that I have created a pivot table as well. Pivot table is there, agree, and employee details. Yes, this is summary. So let me see when we are making. Okay. So, okay, right. So let me just recreate the slices again. What is happening in this? Remove slices and quickly I'm just creating another one. Right. So let's say I'm just selecting any chart in this and click on this insert slicers. What is my slicer's name? Department, year of joining, office location, and nationality 41. So let me check first whether it is detecting my pivot tables or not. Report connection. Now it is detecting pivot table 6, 7, and 8. It is not detecting my year trends. Let me check why it is happening. What is happening to my year trends? It is a pivot table. Let me see. Why it is not detecting so field levels? Yeah, it is a pivot table we have created. Okay, right. Okay. So in that case, okay. So in case of the summary, let me go back to this. some people. If I click on this any slicer report connection, it should detect all the pivot tables that you have created. But by default, it is detecting only the 3. So let me create year of experience again. So it is not detecting that one. 6, 7, 8, it is detecting, right? Yes, 6, 7, 8 is detecting, but it is not detecting the first one. So let me check that one, why it is not happening, right? So by default, whenever you are creating a pivot table, make sure that it is getting detected by your report connections. Else, that's why when I clicked on this recruitment trend, it was only taking my first value or my first chart change. So no issues in that case. Let me create another one here. So pivot table 9 I can create here, right? And then the same query I can run year of joining, right? And recruitment trend, year of joining again as not a sum, as a count, right? Simple one. Now if I click on, if I create a chart on this, and that's why it was not even creating the line chart, right? At that time. Let me see that. How to see available, total. I'm hiding all the filter buttons from this and the same way. I have created another chart based on the same query. And let me paste that based on the pivot table 9 in a summary sheet, right? Let's say, let me delete that one and paste somewhere there. Right? Sometimes maybe some issues and maybe something or did not detecting your table. So now if I create, let's say again, if I click on this and going for this insert, then slices, right? Department name, year of joining, location, nationality. Let's say, let me check first whether my report connection is getting detected or not. Yes, it is detecting table 9 now. So earlier some problem was there in table 1. So that's why it was not detecting receipt number 8. So now what we need to do, we need to tick on all the tables, right? We need to tick on all the tables for all the slices. So for first one I have created and made a report connections to all, right? Little bit rearrangement on my screen. Now on my second one, second slicer, office location, I need to make a report connection. Tick on all the tables that you have created, right? Simple. So sometimes there is a issue that it is not detecting a particular table. So we can run this query again, or we can delete the previous one and we can run it again. So what I have done, I have made a little bit change in this, like using the size and properties, number of columns 2, right? So that, or number of columns 3, I can say, what this one, right? See. So this is the number of years or years that the recruitment was happening, right? And then this is another one. And let me paste fourth one also here. Simple. Now what I have done intentionally, I have put all the slicers over the periphery and all the charts at the center point. Let me report connection to these slicers as well, right? Make a tick on all the 4 tables. And then this one also. Right. Now, what is my query? How many people are working at Abu Dhabi location from India? So let's say if I click on India, right, and click on this Abu Dhabi. This is the summary that at Abu Dhabi, 15 people are working and the revenue they have generated 28.8 and so and so. And how many people department wise, what is their average competency and average quarter performance? We can add a count also in that case. How many in a particular department also. If I add another column in this, it will work and it will give you count also. But another interesting thing here is, let's say if I click on this Abu Dhabi only. In case of this Abu Dhabi, the recruitment years we are able to see like 98, 2002, 3, 7 and so and so. All the functionality or all the offices they are working from in Abu Dhabi. Another very interesting thing, if you are observed, in case of this Abu Dhabi, no people or no employees working from the Bangladesh. Agree with my observation? That was not possible with the simple charting patterns, right? That was not possible with the simple charting pattern. Or let's say country-wise analysis. If I click on this, let's say if I click Bangladesh here. So you see Abu Dhabi is getting shaded here. That means no employee from Bangladesh is working in this location. Let's say what is happening to India. In all the employees or employees recruited from India, they are working at all the 3 locations, right? Another one here is if I click on this Malaysia or let's say or Pakistan, okay, that's fine. Philippines, that's fine. Sri Lanka. See, no pupil or no employee has been recruited from Sri Lanka for Sharjah location. That is another insight. So this is a very simple type, and another one here is if you see the 4th slicer from Sri Lanka, like employee recruited from Sri Lanka, no employee is working in customer support and finance department. We can see, we can make a in conclusion in that case, right? And no one is working at Sharjah location from Sri Lanka. So what is happening to Indonesia then? See, Indonesia, like people recruited from Indonesia, they are not working in accounting, customer support, and marketing. They have not, like, no person is recruited in these departments from Indonesia. Right? So and so, n number of the interpretation you can make by using a summary, or I can say a simple dashboard. But it can be n number of the charts, n number of the slices. It's just a demonstration. It's a very simple dashboard, right? And how to select the multiple conditions by using the control button. Let's say India and Philippines together. I have selected 2 countries together. Okay, so I have unselected 2. Yeah. So let's say I need to select only 2, India and then Philippines. So I have selected by using the control button. I have selected 2 countries, India and Philippines, and you can see that the trends, right? In 1998, no people were recruited from India and Philippines. In 2002 also, in 2005 also, and so on. So we can make n number of the HR policies for that, or maybe the HR conclusions for that, like what is happening based on some filter conditions, or maybe the business conditions. But interesting thing here is, if I ask another question, how many of you are supporting my statement, the created dashboard is a dynamic? Simple dashboard, I can say. Simple dashboard, that is a dynamic. Or anyone who is not supporting my statement. So let's say if I change anything, what is happening in 2010? It is the scenario. 13, what is the scenario, right? Let's say 2015, year-wise selection, right? 2003, this one, and so on and so on. So how many of you are, or anyone who is not supporting my statement that the created dashboard is a dynamic one? Anyone who is not supporting or with the good logic? Or all of you are supporting my statement that the created dashboard is a dynamic? I will ask this question in the next session also, when I am going to discuss the Power BI with multiple data set source. How many or anyone who is supporting that the created dashboard is static? What may be the good logic if I am saying this statement?
So in case of data change, we need to revise our pivot table and then maybe repaste these slicers.
Okay, so in that case, there is option in pivot table refresh. So maybe it is not visible here. There is a refresh button. So if I click on this refresh button, my chart will be getting updated if there is any change.
Okay.
So refresh button is there in Power BI and Tableau, it is automated. No need to worry. But still, I'm making a statement that created dashboard is static. What may be the good logic?
So changing the data would be revised when we refresh the charts, but then will it also replace any additional columns that are added to the pivot table? Because we have selected only the table, right?
Right. No, in that case, what I can suggest, we need to create more charts or maybe the more slicers. But as of now, what we have created, like a random selection of 4 charts and 4 slicers, just for demonstration purpose. And I'm considering that data is getting changed, and what you can say, batch process is going within 4 hours or maybe within 1 hour, every hours, right? So, and we are using the refresh button also, right? So what is happening? And still I'm saying this as what you can say, a static dashboard. So data is not a concern. It might be a live data, it might be a state, it might be your OLAP system or maybe anything. But what may be the good logic?
It should refresh automatically.
Okay, it should refresh automatically, but what will happen? Again, it will be static. I'm making another statement. I agree that it should be refreshed automatically like Power BI and Tableau. But still, I will say this dashboard, even a refresh button, right? Automated refresh button is a static one. But maybe the good logic. If you observe share market, if you observe the Google map, Google, what you can say, Google charts, right? What is happening in that case? Or I can say first thing I can take example of this academic world. Whenever we are going to check our CBSE results or any exam results, I need to fill my roll number or enrollment number, and then from the same database, my results will be different from yours. My marks will be different from yours. But the data source or database is same. My charts or my grade pattern or my evaluation performance will be different. Yours may be different, but from the same database or from the same source, I can say. But if you remember, in this chart, only me can change the options. Let's say accounting department, what is happening? Accounting department, this is the summary. I have clicked in my local machine. You cannot change administration in my system unless I am not publishing it over the cloud or over the online platforms. Agree? So when it will become dynamic, as if it is static, when it will become dynamic, when we are going for a live, when we are publishing it over a cloud or online channels, and multiple people are viewing this dashboard based on their custom buttons or custom built conditions, customized conditions, I can say, like share market. My bucket of shares or my share list may be different from yours. My charts may be different based on the up and down in the share market. Yours may be different. That is the dynamic. When I'm going to publish it, one person is then in that case, it will become dynamic. Unless we are not publishing it online or over a cloud, it will be always be in my local machine, and only the one user can change, and that is static. Please remember always, when I'm going to discuss Power BI services to make this publishable, then I will ask this question again, right? Okay. So this is about my simple dashboard, what you can say in the HR perspective, that n number of the combination we can create n number of the pivot tables, then pivot charts, then slicers, right? Again, in this case, if I ask you, let's say, again, if I ask you one thing, okay, till now we have not analyzed ratings, right? So any doubt or anything to repeat in this before I move to the rating part, right? Till now we have not analyzed anything about the ratings that they have mentioned, right? Simple
But
one.
I'm not able to put slicers.
Okay, so just click on any pivot chart here, and then after clicking on that, and just click on this insert, and then click on this slicer button. Insert and slicer button. Another thing here is another thing I need to mention here, timeline, right? If I click on this timeline, see, if there is a date format like years, date of joining, date of bonus, date of promotion, and so, then it will be enabled. It will detect your date format by default, and it will create a timeline. So let's say sometimes you have 3 years or 5 years of data set, or let's say 10 years data set, multiple location, multiple years, multiple employees, right? In that case, what is happening in 2010, what is happening in 2020 to 2010, and maybe something, but only the year is not going to work. It needs a complete date format like DD, MM, YY. Or format may be anything, but it needs the 3 parameter to pass to make the timeline. I will create the timeline for another database in the like a years of like date of joining somewhere it is mentioned. So we can create a another one here is we can create a quarterly analysis with this timeline. We can make yearly analysis. We can make a weekly analysis as well, right? What is happening weekly, right? So in this case, now coming back to this rating part, what is happening to this? Okay. So what they have mentioned work-life balance over the Likert scale, 1 to 5, 5 may be the best or 1 may be the lowest one. And job satisfaction, Likert type of scale, 1 to 5. And performance rating, again, it is like I can say 1 to 5. They have to miss that one. And project completion rate of a particular employee. Can you make some HR policies after seeing this one? So that, let's say, a new project is coming to the company and we need to provide the manpower or workforce to the particular project. Where one aspect I was mentioning in session 1, the conditional formatting. When you have an age band of the employee, project completion rate should be so and so, and your satisfaction rate should be so and so, performance rating so and so. That I mentioned through the performance through the conditional formatting, and we were making use of the colors in that case, right? But now I will show in a different manner how to make HR policies, whether a person should be deployed to the next coming project based on some certain rules, right? 4 parameters they have mentioned to analyze: work-life balance, job satisfaction, performance rating, and project completion rate. So let's say, let me create another worksheet here. So what is that? That we have completed. Okay, rating, and then let me create another worksheet, rating analysis, right? Rating analysis in this. Near to rating, I have created a rating analysis in this. First parameter what they have mentioned, let me write somewhere here, WLB, work-life balance, right? What is my second parameter to analyze? What they have mentioned? Job satisfaction, right? I need to analyze my job satisfaction as well. Job satisfaction. My third one here is, let's say, performance, employee performance rating or performance rating. And the final one here is project completion rate. Project completion rate, right? Can you make something more interesting than the conditional formatting? That is okay, that's fine. We can identify, we can make a filter that job satisfaction should be more than 4, performance rating more than 4, project completion rate more than 60%, and so on. So that will help, but can we do it more interactively, right? Project completion rate I'm mentioning here. Now, my first parameter here is what they mentioned: work-life balance score. I know they have given a score here. So let's say what I can write: score of an employee. So first thing, I need to get employee name. Which employee we are talking about. I need an employee name. I need employee score, WLB score. Then max score, right? What is the max score? Is a 5, 1 to 5 rating. In case of this 1 to 5 rating, maximum rating is a 5. Best one, I can say. Then can I calculate the percentage? Percentage, right? But to calculate the percentage, I need to get the employee name here. I need to get the score as well. Simple one. The same way, for job satisfaction, I need employee name. What is the score provided by the HR? Then max score in terms of job satisfaction, again a rating of 5. And finally, I need to calculate the percentage. Simple one. Can I make a copy of this for the third one? Simple way, in the same manner. Percentage rating, right? Performance rating, sorry. Performance rating. I need a name, a score, maximum score. Maximum score is performance rating, again it's a 5 rating. But if I click on this time they are not mentioning the project completion rate as percentage. They are saying this as 100%. 100%. If you see the ratings, it is already given in percentage terms. Agree? Right? Though the first 3 values are given in first two, like 1 to 5 rating or 1 to 5 scale, the last one is already in a percentage form. Either I can directly take that one, right? From the data set itself, I can take directly, no need to calculate all as well. But let's say again, the same way, score that should come from the selected employee, and percentage, again, the same way, equals to some value to make a percentage calculation. But first thing, I need to check which employee you're talking about. So let me highlight this one also. Understanding this context, that why we are going and why we should work on this and what we are going to analyze in this. Simple one. My first condition here is WLB. My second one is job satisfaction. Third one, performance rating and project completion of the selected employee. I need to make some HR policies for that, right? To deploy for the next project. If you remember, in second session, how we have selected the employee? By creating the employee ledger. Can I create an employee ledger in a quick manner? Let's say to analyze the four parameters here, can I create employee ledger in the last session manner in a quick way? Going for this developer mode, creating a list box, right? The same way that we have created last time. I'm just creating a cell list box here, right? What it is asking? It is asking us the form control. What is the range? My range here is all the employees whose rating has been provided. Right? Simple one. Whose rating have been provided here? I've taken that one. All the 200 employees I have taken. Right? What is the cell link? Cell link is just like a serial number of a register. I can make any cell, H1. And any blank cell I can get.
So please repeat this once again.
Yes. So let's say what happened. Let me delete that one also. Cut. What happened in the last session, like we have created an employee ledger. The same manner, I am just clicking on this developer mode and click on this insert and click on this list control, list box. Fourth option, list box. Fifth, list box. Just select that one and create a list box somewhere here, like this. Okay, it has not been selected. Let me select that one. List box. Need to create here. Right? Just create a list box. And then we need to assign the values. Like the last session, I'm just clicking on this form controls and assigning the values of all the employees, right? Of all the employees, let's say of the rating sheet. I'm using the rating sheet this time, for which all the employees have been rated based on some parameters, right? Now, in this way, I have selected all these employees and giving a blank cell here, H1, just like a serial number of a register to identify the row number, like last session. Let's click on this. All the employees are coming here. Now, my question here is, whenever I'm selecting, let's say, Kunal. Let's say if I select on Kunal, that is the serial number of 2, it should reflect here. So can I use the same function like last session? What is that? Index, right? If I use index function, what should be my array? My array should be the employee name. Like last time, like we have done, and we have created a information retrieval or employee ledger completely. The same way I'm repeating that one in a quick manner so that I can complete another application of this, right? I've selected all the employees as an array. What is my row number? Row number is my cell link. That is serial number of a row, right? After making a comma, just come back on rating analysis and click on this one, H1. Just my job is done. My Kunal name is repeating here. See? Agree. Simple one. Need a repeat in this. How I have done. See, first I need to create what you can say employee ledger in a quick manner by parsing all the employee name here and giving a cell link or as a register serial number. Then I am using index function here from the rating sheet to get the selected employees whose WLB, job satisfaction, performance rating, and project completion rate we are going to analyze. Simple one, right? Now, what I'm going to do, can I get the score, please? How to get the score?
Sir, I'm sorry, but I missed how did you get the employee name over there?
Okay. So I have used this index function. So let's say, just click on this equals to index function, right? And then array. It is asking array. Where to get the values? It should be from the rating sheet, right? Either I can make use of the name manager, give a header of that and call the functions of header, right? Or either this is one time. So I'm just selecting that one. And then it is make a comma. Then it is asking this serial number or row number. So row number should be the serial number for register, or I can say cell link address, right? H1 I have taken this one. Just make enter. So Kunal Jumani is coming here, but now I need to get the value or score of this. So how to get the score? Equals to, if you remember, your VLOOKUP function. Once you have identified a particular employee, my VLOOKUP function will activate and it will give the value for all other parameters. Now, if I click on this VLOOKUP function equals to, right, equals to what it is asking, lookup value. My lookup value is Kunal, this value, right? C28. We have identified from my table array. What is my table array? Just make a comma. What is my table array? My table array here is the complete data set in a ratings worksheet, right? In rating worksheet, my complete data set. Simple one. And then it is asking us the column index number. What is my column index number here? Work-life balance is written in B column. That means if you count A equal to 1, B equal to 2. Agree? Right? A equal to 1 and B equal to 2. Like that's me. My work-life balance is written in column number 2 and I am giving the 2 here. Simple one. The score of Kunal Jemwani is 3. Can I calculate the percentage? But let me check whether my formula is working. Let's say Saurabh Ahuja I have selected. Okay, so it is also 3. Rajat Monga. Okay, so score Amit Mittal. So Amit Mittal, it is not getting the value, right? So let me check that one. We look up and then I can make the exact count, exact match, right? It will come. So we look up if there are 2 Amits, then it will not give the value. And if you are making exact match with all the other surname and other one, so it will be returning the complete value. Right? Simple one. Let's say Achal Singh. Okay, most of the people are having the 3. Why it is so? Let me
So
check.
you selected lookup value,
Yeah,
then
lookup value.
ratings, names.
Ratings, I have given the complete table array and column index 2, B column, where the WLB ratings have been provided. And finally, this 0 as an exact match. But I'm surprised that most of the people are having the 3 rating, right? No one is having, okay. That my function is working, right? Pankaj Bahar is having 2 rating. That's why I was too confused, right? Most of the people are getting 3. Again, 3. No, Richa, 4. Yeah, my function is perfectly working, right? So based on maybe most of the people are average and they are having WLB as a 3 rating most of the time. Can I calculate the percentage as well, right? So let's say how to calculate the percentage. This value divided by the max value, and then multiplied by 100. A simple mathematical function to make a calculation. This value I will use somewhere else. That's why I'm taking a percentage here, right? Otherwise, my rating is sufficient to analyze someone. Based on this, my employee is Risha. Score is WLB score is 4, and percentage I can consider as 80. It might be 3.5, it might be 4.5 based on the given data set. By default, it is without decimal.
So how you calculated max score?
Okay, so max score I have written manually 5 because they have mentioned the rating 1 to 5. 5 is the best one.
Okay.
And percentage I have calculated score by max score and multiplied by 100. Same way, can I repeat it for this one? The person reach out, or the selected employee should be there, index. In a quick manner, I can complete this one. Array manner, array. It is asking array. So that means my employee name, right? My employee name, I can select 822, 8199 or 8100, right? Simple one. And then my column number is, come back to rating analysis. My column number is this one. See, the same name is coming here. The person I have selected, the person is coming here also, but I need to get the value for this also. So can I use the VLOOKUP again? But in this case, my VLOOKUP function will change the value lookup table array. Lookup value first. My lookup value first is this value, and then it is asking us the table array. My table array should be the complete data set provided in the rating worksheet. Simple manner, right? And then what I can say, column index number, where I have written this job satisfaction, right? Job satisfaction is in column number C, that is equal to 3, and exact match. That's it. Yeah. See, the person who is having person Richa or employee Richa is having a WLB score as 4 or rating 4, but in case of this job satisfaction, rating is 5. Can I make a percentage? It's 100%, right? Obviously. So 100%. So let's say this bracket score divided by max score and then multiplied by 100. Simple one. But in case of this project completion rate, it is already in percentage. We can repeat it for this also. So let me do it quickly, right? So anything to repeat, because three parameters are the same side, like 1 to 5 rating, and another one is the percentage. So in that manner, I can quickly complete the other two. So it is asking us the array function. So what is my array here? My name of the employees here, right? The same person that I have selected, get the third rating for that one, for that. And row number, let's say rating analysis, row number should be my cell link. And finally, my column number, where it is written, my column number is 4. D column, right? This one, performance rating. Okay, so what is that? Let me check. D column, right? D column is my performance rating. What is happening to this? Okay, sorry, not in this one. I thought this is a VLOOKUP function, right? Rating, right? Risha, okay. The same person is coming back here with the same index function. Can I get the score as well? VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP equals to my lookup value, again the same employee, my table array from the same data set, right? And now, interesting thing here is my column number 4, my performance rating, and 0 we can match. That's it. See, the person is having 3 different ratings, if you remember. The WLB score or rating is 4, job satisfaction is 5, performance rating is 3, average, right? Average only. Now, I need to check, same way I can calculate the percentage as well, right? Let's say percentage as well. Why we are calculating percentage? That will help us to make a business decision that a rating may not be, right? That's why I am calculating the percentage for every parameter, right? I multiplied by 100. Simple one, 60%. Now, the same one, the fourth one, I can directly or just repeat index function. Simple one. Index, then array. What is my array? My employee name. To get all the employees' name that I have selected as a serial number of a register, that is H1 of rating worksheet. Right? This cell address. Here is H1 GH. I can write directly H1. Right? Dchart. Score. Again, I can use VLOOKUP function. Simple one. Lookup value, again the same employee, then table array. To repeat here. What is interesting thing here is the percentage format. Okay, so I need to select it again. Rating worksheet, my table array should be, okay, I will delete that one. Right? Simple one. Right? And then my column number 5, I close it. And exact match. Right? 99% project completion rate, one of the best employee for my organization to deploy in another project. So can I calculate the percentage the same way, right? Though it is a percentage, but again, I'm going to calculate it so that my formula should have consistency, right? 100. Now, I've saved this one. I hope that no issues till as of now, right? Or anything to repeat before I say why I'm going to calculate percentage and where I'm going to use this percentage to make a business decision or HR policies. Simple one. Or let's say if I select Ankit Handa, right? I have WLB 3 and job satisfaction 4 and performance rating 4. And what about this fourth score? 80% project completion rate, right? Agree. But now my question says, they've given me rating to analyze. What is the rating? My rating says, let's say, very low. Very low equal to 1. Right? Very low equals to 20%. Right? My first rating says very low equals to 20. Low rating of 2. That is the meaning, like quantification of this. Again a 20. If there is a 5 rating, I can make 100% into 20, 20, 20, 20, right? Then average. My average candidate, let's say average rating 3. again a 20. So any person who is getting a score in terms of the percentage, right? In terms of a percentage, anyone who is getting a score, let's say 51, my rating should be 3. Or if there is a rating 3, it should be considered as average employee, average work-life balance score, right? Now the fourth one says, what I can consider average, then high or maybe very high or excellent. Okay, no issues. High, I can consider this, or high or good one. Right? Or again, it's 20 point. Then fifth one is very high. Let's say high. 20. Same thing can I repeat for other two parameters? Right? Let's say in a quick manner, I'm giving the values or pasting the values here also. Right? The same way. But in case of this project completion rate, it is not the same. They have, in a given case, they have mentioned very poor, very poor. If the project completion rate is 1, right? Sorry, not 1, lesser than 40%, because it is a percentage. Agree? If it is a lesser than 40% or equal to, I can say equals to or lesser than 40%, what it should be? It should be 40. If any person who is getting a percentage of project completion rate lesser or equal to 40, make sure his rating should be very poor. Agree? Now the second one, poor performance. Poor performance, 41 to, let's say 50, and 50%, I can say. This is not the similarity like 20, 20, 20, 20. They have given a different values for this in a given case. This is only 10. If any person who is getting a score, project completion rate or score between 41 to 50, make sure that that employee should be considered as a poor project completion rate, right? Another one they have given poor. After that, what I can consider, let me check the importance they have given case. Average, average and excellent, average, good and excellent. They have given 5 terms in this, right? Average. Right? The same way, average, but the value are different from 51% to 65%, 15%. It is not a symmetry that 40, 20, 20, 20 similarity for that. But this time they are saying this 15. Agree? Now they are saying this is a good one. Any person who is getting a score of above 65%, consider this above 65, but lesser than 85. Agree? Good person is who? 66 to 85%. 85%. They are considering this as 20. And final one is excellent. Any person who is performing 86 to 100%. Sorry, not star, 86%. 86% to 100%. We are considering this employee as excellent. What is that? Again, a 15. If I make a sum of all these values, what it will become? It will become 100. Agree? Till now, following 4 ratings, 4 type of scores we have created. We have considered that one, right? Simple one. Now, my value, let's say my first, I'm saying this as information, or I can say calculation 1. I'm saying this as calculation 2, right? And my third calculation says, in a given case, third calculation. How you are going to define a person that is having 60% of WLB as 60% average? 60% equal to average. If it is a 61 to 80, this is a high WLB. And if more than 80, that is very high, right? So following or anything to repeat before I start calculating the third part in this. Simple one, following. Anyone who is
This calculations you have given here, very low to very high and very poor to excellent. Those are your assumptions, like
no, that is
20, 40.
no, that is the ratings, like 1 to 5. They have mentioned here, no? So they have mentioned Likert scale. If you go for Likert scale over the internet, they have mentioned this very poor to very high, or maybe the like poor to excellent, or maybe it can be anything, good, bad, worse, or maybe something. But there should be 5 terms. And
Okay.
not only the Likert scale is 1 to 5. Sometimes we have seen, or in research, there is a scale of 1 to 7 also. And in case of this AHP, analytical hierarchical processing, there is a scale of 1 to 9 as well, where the people are rating a particular thing based on the 1 to 9 rating. And not only the integer, if you see the fuzzy ratings, why only the integers? It might be a 1.5 rating, and that is the fuzzy ratings also available. So, but in this given case, they have mentioned clearly the 1 to 5 Likert scale, 1 to 5, 1 to 5, and this is a rate, completion rate. And terminology they have mentioned in the case. So, what is the meaning of the 1 and what is the meaning of the 5? And how you are going to distribute this rating? 100, all 100% is not equally distributed like a grade. Like, so like over the 75% owners, and over 60% first class, or maybe over 55% or second class, or maybe something. They have mentioned these things.
Got it. So you have taken this for 100, right? For everything.
100, everything.
Like 2020 and okay, average
right.
of 100.
Right. And so any person who is getting a value between 30 to 40, it should be considered as a low. That's why we have taken a percentage here, because we cannot map 20, 20, 20. We need to calculate the percentage here, right? So
Got
any
it,
other
sir.
doubt?
Got it.
So any other doubt or anything before I start calculating the third part of this?
Sir, only last one. Project
Last
completion rate.
Huh.
Why very poor got the 40?
They have mentioned, right? It's not my call. Or you can change like 33 or 35 also.
No,
Like in example.
last column.
Last column, which one?
40,
This
10, 15, 20, and 15.
Okay. So what they have mentioned, if a person is getting a rate, like a project completion rate equal to or lesser than 40%, they are considering this as a very poor performance in terms of the project completion rate. If anyone is getting 41 to 50, that's a band of 10, right?
Okay.
So in that case, they are considering that a poor employee. And if a person is getting a score of like 51 to 65%, and this is the band of marks of 15 only, or percentage of 15 only, right? They are considering this as average. If a person is getting a score of 66 to 85, then good, and 86 and 200 is excellent. And this is not the equally distribution like 20, 20, 20, as we have a grading system, right? Let's say above 90, it is A plus, above 85, it is A minus, and above and between 75 to 85, it is maybe B plus or maybe something. So we are also not following the equal distribution, like 10, 10, 10, like absolute terms. It is a relative. As per the company call, they are making a classification on this.
Sir, in the case of like work-life balance, job satisfaction, and performance rating, you mentioned it as equal 20. So what does this mean over here? Like in that case, it is clear. Like when we talk about project completion, that till 40% they will be very poor. But here like when we talk about very low, it's being given as denominated as 1. And
so
then
that is the rating. So let's say if a person is getting a rating of 3, that should belong to third group, average.
What does this 20 stands for?
After 40, 41 to 60.
So
cumulative. I have not shown you cumulative, but when I'm going to present it, it will be cumulative.
So why not presenting like 0 to 20 would be very low, then 20 to 40 would be very low. Average would be 40 to 60, and then higher would be 60 to 80.
No, that's fine. We can write in that manner also, like here itself. Let's say what is the meaning of this 0 to 20. I agree with this point, and let me show this one also. And in that case, let's say what I can say 21 to 40. We can write like this also. But in this column, I'm not going to write, because I will make a sum on them, cumulative sum. If I'm writing as a range, it will not become a sum. and it will be a histogram or maybe a frequency distribution or something, but it will not be helpful for me in calculation part. But for understanding purpose, I can write like this. And for this one is a 41 to 41 to let's say 60. Third one. If any person is getting the range or percentage, this is a percentage, right? Not as like absolute score. This is a percentage. Because we have calculated the percentage, right? See? 0 to 20%, and this is I can say this is as a percentage again, and again, let's say this is a percentage, and finally let's say high is 61 to 80, 80% score, whatever it is, and finally let's say 81 to 100%. Simple. Now, my third calculation say, sorry, 81 to 100. Right? Simple one. I have written in as like for understanding this aspect as well. But now my third value says you need to represent this value for Ankit, right? For Ankit, you need to represent this value percentage. What I can write? Equals to, can I give the cell address directly? Simple. This value I need to represent, right? Or I can add some more cells in this.